G'day everybody, it's Dr. Justin Coulson, and I've been really having a great time reading my books to you, and the requests are coming through that I keep going. So I've decided that I might read something that I've never actually dived into before. My little book, Relationship Rules, which has helped literally thousands and thousands of families now as we've helped disseminate it around the place. And it's available in ebook and hard copy. I thought I would read the first couple of pages to you to give you a sample of what's there and to inspire you to help make stronger, better connections in your home. So settle in, make yourself comfy. Here we go. Think for a moment about the last time you talked with your kids, your spouse or partner or someone that you live with. What did you say to them? Was it transactional or relational? Did they feel you were right there with them, interested, engaged, wanting to be part of their lives? Or was the talking more focused on the practical and the immediate, perhaps even the mundane? Picture the typical morning at home for parents sending their children to school. What proportion of the conversation is connecting? And what proportion is correcting and directing? Where's your school bag? Eat your breakfast. It's the most important meal. You need food. What do you want for lunch? What time am I picking you up this afternoon? How could you have possibly lost another school jumper? How about evenings? Do we take the time to draw the other out in our conversations at the dinner table or at bedtime? Are our weekends slow enough that we can genuinely connect with those we love? Do we ever really engage in our conversations? Are we switched on, attentive? When our children or our partner talk with us, do they feel we're with them, a partner in their life journey? Or are we just the walking, talking checklist that keeps their lives moving along with practical guidance and a few dollars here and there? It's hard to have conversations that connect. Few of us, despite having loving parents, were taught how to really listen, engage, support, and draw others closer. Sure, we can speak about the latest sporting event, politics, or news, concrete issues over which we possess little influence and usually which we don't know that much about are easy conversation topics. And we're typically good at talking about other people too, especially family members. We often question their decisions and how strangely they see the world, behind their back, of course. Why would they do that? Can you believe she said that? I don't think we'll make it for Christmas this year if that's how he feels. But we tend to struggle when it comes to talking about the substantive, important, and very real matters of the heart. It seems that for many of us, no one really taught us how to have those conversations that connect. The ones where someone helped us feel safe enough to open up and share our deepest feelings. I'd go so far as to say we don't know how to talk about those things, and we don't know how to listen as others share those things with us. Conversations that connect are tough. They require more than cursory and glib statements of judgment or evaluation. They demand our focus, our intellect, our best motives, and our heart. Just pause for a moment and consider, who is it in your life who loves you and listens carefully and wisely without judgment? Who makes you feel so safe that you can tell them anything and you know it's okay? When you were a child, did you have someone you could rely on? Someone who was absolutely and entirely present for you? The one you could snuggle into, perhaps even as a teenager, and feel safe with? If you're lucky, you had that as a child. If you're very lucky, you might be able to identify one or two people you have that feeling with as an adult. Now another question. Who are you that person for? Can you be that person for your spouse or partner, for your child? Now, over the next couple of pages, I talk about all the obstacles that get in the way of our ability to really have those conversations that connect. We talk a little bit about screens because that's a very real issue. And then I explain what the book's about. But if I was to summarize that in a few seconds, we've got part one, all about how we should talk. And the answer is we should talk less and listen more. In that section, there's a whole lot of hints. You can see how much writing's on these pages because I want you to be able to take a bite-sized chunk and then just go and do it. Stop, look, and listen. Number 3, when you were very young, you may have heard the jingle, stop, look, and listen before you cross the road. That was good advice for crossing the road. Cars and trucks are large, heavy, fast-moving objects that will cause significant damage if they hit us. We need to stop, look, and listen to be sure that they don't. Stop, look, and listen is also good advice for relationships. There are metaphorical, large, heavy, fast-moving objects roaring along the freeway of life. They'll cause significant damage to our children, our spouse or partner, and to our family if they hit us. When our loved ones want our attention, we need to stop what we're doing, look them in the eye and listen with our hearts to be sure they're safe. we need to cross the freeway of life with them as often as they need us. And so then section 2, part 2 is about what conversations we should be having. We should listen to everything others will talk about us with. Others will talk with us about. And section 3 is maybe the most important section of all. How do we have those tricky conversations? I would love for you to be able to take advantage of the incredible value that is here to build your relationships in this book, Relationship Rules. So please make sure you have a look at it at my website, happyfamilies.com.au. I wish I had more time to read the whole thing to you, but I know how hard it can be to sit through a long one of these clips. So I'm going to leave that with you. Relationship Rules, how to get along in close personal family relationships. It's one of the most recent books that I've written, and it's got my most up-to-date thinking about how we can make our families and our relationships the strongest.